See, I would say any skilled person could be able to regain the confidence, because when you look at a portfolio, a person won't show you the portfolio until unless you have created that trust. Once you create that trust, and trust is created in multiple manners, trust easily can be created towards understanding what he's looking at and asking him what he is comparing with, and asking him what experience he has had and what he wants to avoid. So my first question many a times when I'm talking to a client, whether it's off plan, uh, or it's under construction resale, is why you are looking at purchasing this, what's your end goal. If you understand that and you let him speak on that particular perspective, that gives you an opening to understand the human being's psychology. Real estate is a psychological sale. If you don't understand an individual's psychology, why he's taking this step, you've missed all the part. Because a lot of people, what they come and do is they try to put offers in front of you. This is a great offer. That's a great offer. Go for this. This is discounted. This is that's a great opportunity right now because the last year it will go away. That's not the way to deal with any human being. Put yourself in a situation. Whenever you take a purchase decision, if somebody is giving you offer, after a while, your mind will block. And your mind will look at what is the offer, because he's trained himself that way and he's been surrounded by such people. When you come into that clutter and you say that, why are you doing this? Or when you show a ready property and you ask in the first viewing what you don't like about this property, that's when the switch happens, and that's where actually the client will come down and open up to you, because he hasn't heard that from the 95% of the realtors around you.
Yeah, and how much do you feel that real estate is a psychological, process? Because a lot of people saying, "I'm coming to invest. I'm an investor. I'm looking at numbers. This is all I care about." But at the end of the day, it's not like that, really. Even when someone says that, right?
No. See, real estate, if you bifurcate it from a buyer's perspective, yes, there is an element of numbers and there's the emotional. Emotions needs to be satisfied and counter-checked with the numbers. Numbers are an essential part, but human beings buy through emotions. When they buy through emotions, what happens is they actually attach themselves, they visualize themselves living in a property, or they visualize their clients living in a property, their tenants living in a property, and that's what matters to them. They have a picture in their mind. If you understand that picture, then you're able to help them. Because the key point is you can't change their picture. If you try changing their picture, that is where you fail, and that is where the agent becomes, a transactional agent. Color that picture in the right manner, and you will have a great long-term relation.
I really like this tip, because I think that a lot of people fail to understand what you just said, because people are just trying to, move you away from what you already want. And that's a big problem. And let's talk a little bit about a little bit more technical, because I feel sometimes that people are coming towards Dubai real estate to make rental yield. Okay, this is what they're looking to say. Hey, I've been guaranteed 10%, something like that over a contract sometimes from the developer and all of that. But it's not the real way to look at the Dubai real estate market, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with you. See, only rental returns is not an aspect in real estate, because you're buying a asset, and that asset appreciates. That asset appreciates not because you and I want that asset to appreciate. It appreciates because there are underlying reasons. For example, that asset appreciates because the land cost has gone up. The land cost has gone up because the land purchase has happened that much that now people don't want to sell their land. The asset cost goes up because the construction cost has gone up. Now, when the construction cost goes up, is merely directly linked to the economy, because the city is getting more expensive, because people want a better lifestyle. Every human being wants a better lifestyle. And it's not always possible for a contractor to source out the cheapest labor. And when they do that, they are not able to deliver in time, and that costs them. So these things are economically connected into an asset, and that's why the asset appreciate. So only looking at a return on investment is only looking at half the picture, because once the property is ready, remember, the return on investment directly links to the rental value of the property, but the capital appreciation doesn't directly links to the capital appreciation. And that's what a lot of people misses, because it's the capital appreciation where you make the maximum money. And another point comes down there is liquidity of the asset. Yes, you can have a great property which can give you a rental return of 10%, but if to get that 10%, you are spending almost 4% into operations because somebody is managing that property and the kind of advertising going towards that property to get a high paying client is there. That's not a good proposition because the asset maintenance cost is way higher than the actual asset return. And that needs to be kept in mind. So when you're looking at buying a property, don't only look at return on investment. Keep your eyes on capital appreciation because that's where you make the big money.
Amazing. And I know that most of your work, most of your clientele are high net worth clientele that are buying, really expensive houses, the luxury of here in Dubai. And Dubai knows to give luxury. We all know that. So when you're working with that type of client, how much do you get into the conversation of, this villa in Palm Jumeirah going to bring me 5% ROI or 12% ROI? What is the conversation when you're talking to these kind of clients?
See, the moment you enter the luxury segment, and even if you enter I would say, the entry level luxury segment, we have to understand the affordability is not a question. Actually, what you need to look into is that person who is buying that particular property. What is his end goal? Why is he buying that? Where exactly he is going to get comfortable in that property? And how is he designing his life around that property? The major conversations is about that because most of those individuals or high network individuals, they actually work from home. They want to spend more time in their house. So they plan their life, their ecosystem around it. As long as you've understood that ecosystem, you will actually observe that 70 to 75% discussion is happening across their life cycle, their lifestyle, their comfortness, and how they can perform better in that surrounding because they make that their working space and their living space and their entertainment space. So they tick mark on three major questions out there. How do I feel when I am actually entertaining someone? How do I feel when I'm actually living in it? And how do I feel when I'm going to work and how exactly the energy is going to help me to perform better. Now, when you answer these three questions, you connect with them. And that's where the major decision is made, not at the money level.
Amazing.